up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble morning. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. This y'all shorty Rachel. Yo, let me say first of all, happy hump day to all of y'all out there, man. But yo, what's going on in Philly, yo? I see there's a lot going on here in Philadelphia, man. Mm. I also wanted to give a shout out to those that came through and supported the shorty yesterday, even though it was a little boring meeting for a lot of people out there, right? A lot of you still popped up and showed love for shorty, man. I appreciate y'all, even though it wasn't a lot of people, but I appreciate those that rock out with a shorty and popped up yesterday, show support. On the 27th, for those of y'all that are in Philadelphia, we're going to have another little small community meeting here in my community. All right, but my community isn't the only ones that be having, these meetings. They're located in different parts of Philadelphia. I think a lot of them are held at the Esperanza Centers, if I'm not mistaken. So if you're from Philly, make sure, you check up when is your local community meetings, your local city council meetings, and much more. I'm trying to see. I think I need to attend the next city council meeting because listen, man, it's going down. It's going down at the city council meetings. All right. So I'm not sure where y'all watching from. All right, but a shorty is from Philly, so welcome to Philly, baby. All right, HP is in the house, yo. But listen. I'm hoping that y'all can hear my screen. All right. Let me see. I'm gonna start off with this first because it's crazy. I didn't even know that this was popping off, right? Because I've been a little caught up. But it's going down. All right, it seems like residents are getting mad. I've been a little caught up working, trying to get my business popping. Which I got my website, so y'all can go check out the Writers for Life website and stuff like that.
Happening right now, hundreds
But
of historians and community members.
I want y'all to listen to this. Happy hump day to anybody that comes through this live, that passes through this live. Let me get the volume up on this John real quick. So I want y'all to hear this.
Happening right now, hundreds of historians and community members upset over the removal of a slavery exhibit at the President's House on Independence Mall are making their voices heard.
Yeah, they're actually voicing their displeasure loud and clear through silence. NBC 10's Aaron Baskerville live in Old City to explain what they're doing this morning. Aaron.
Blessings.
Yeah, folks are just starting to gather, so people are just getting here. It's supposed to kick off at 11 o'clock. We're at 7th and Market, but you can see the sign right here. Tell the truth, restore our history. These are just some of the folks, organizations that are angry and upset after what happened last week when those interpretive slavery panels were taken down at the President's House, just down the block at 6th and Market at Independence Mall. That led to this protest, and I think they're going to be doing something with a silent memorial and then making their way down to the President's House. But we do have some video right now we want to get to. This was last week when the National Park Service removed those slavery panels from the President's House that have been there since about 2010. They did this without notifying the city. The city was unaware of this, and since then the city has now filed a lawsuit against the National Park Service, the Interior Department, saying they violated their agreement. The city claims they had an agreement where if there were going to be any changes to the President's House, there needed to be some sort of conversation and discussion, and they claim that hasn't happened. The governor has since now joined the lawsuit, calling this a whitewashing of American history. The White House is saying that they're just honoring the fullness of American history. So this will continue to go on. Like I said, obviously now there is a lawsuit in place against what happened here with the National Park Service. We reached out to the National Park Service. They basically said they're just reviewing any of these materials and they're just following executive orders from the president. So I think in a little bit they'll make the march down the road. We'll be there and we'll have a full recap of the evening shows. But for now, we are live in Old City. Aaron Baskerville, NBC 10.
Oh snap! So they apparently they're gonna be marching. Okay, so listen. According to the news, right here in Philadelphia, the community have been protesting. They've been protesting for the past 3 weeks already. It seems like for the past month, if I'm not mistaken. Right, but listen, man, this is just something. How can I say it's a repeated cycle, erasure of history? Because it's crazy. I gotta go through downtown. We gotta go see. They actually removed that John. All right, we've been through there a few times. All right, this year I haven't been down. I haven't been live downtown, but I need to. I need to. I need to. I definitely need to go downtown because I missed all this. I've been a little caught up. So it seems like a lot of residents are going buck wild over this little thing being removed. But all right, we're gonna do a little live later on. We're gonna do a little reviews and reaction to the current news here in Philadelphia later on today. All right, I still gotta schedule the live for TD Pastor McNutt, who I think is a whole nut in my opinion. All right, in its fullest, like in its full totality, like a past. Listen, man, like we need to come up with something where, you know, how can I say it, like figure out how can I say change these policies, right, when it comes to these predators. I did a part one. I need to do a part two about this TD Pastor McNutt, man. I know I'm messing up his name right now, but snap, man, like topics like this just make me want to, you know, grab them predators. Like, man, listen, if you've been watching me for a while, y'all know us, shorty, man. We build caskets up in this John. Rest in peace to the predators, yo. For real, for real. And I mean, y'all know, metaphorically, all right, because literally we can't do it, all right? But like that's one messed up situation, and y'all know when we break it down because at the end of the day, these are situations that are happening within our own communities, and not just with the pastors. All right, it's happening with the aunties, the uncles, all right, neighbors, cousins, mommies, daddies, step parents. I could just keep going down the list, and a lot of people are not in the registry. People keep thinking that blessings to anybody that pops up. Blessings to those in the chat. I can't really see their names. Y'all names is so tiny on my phone. I can't see it. I want to say y'all names, but I can't really see it. See, if I was on my computer, I could. But blessings to anybody that's coming through. All right. But me personally, I feel as though a lot of us need to come together, right? A lot of us got town halls for a reason. All right. We need to start finding a way to get these politicians to say change these policies, because man, listen, you ain't lying, but I'm on YouTube, all right? I gotta watch my mouth. I don't know who just said that. Oh, fuck me, man. It says, you ain't doing nothing. You demand someone else to do it. Where I'm from, predators get tossed off the falls. Listen. You ain't lying, but we gotta watch how we talk on here, okay? We know that street justice is better than the law. We know that. But we gotta watch what we say on here, right? I do got a channel, all right? I gotta be careful because, you know, listen. We gotta be careful with what we say. I definitely agree with you. I'm glad you said that, John, in the chat, and not me. All right, not me. All right, I'm a little censored right now, but y'all in my chat, y'all free to, you know, listen. Y'all free to speak, man. I'll let you know if I agree with you. But I don't got long on this, John, man. I wanted to, you know, get that out there. I don't know what. I sound like I'm fronting. Oh man, we got a troll up on this, John. It seems like we got a troll. Crazy part, I was agreeing with him because it's true. It's factual what he is saying or she is saying, because I'm not sure if that's a man or a woman right now in the chat. All right? I completely agree with you. But you ain't been watching me. You're new in the chat. I ain't going to debate, argue with people on this, John. All right? You made a valid point, and I agree with that valid point. But me as a content creator, I got to watch what I say, especially if I want to maintain this channel knowing that I already lost one. So at the end of the day, like I said, y'all free to chat, say what y'all gotta say. Me, in my opinion, like I said, I feel as though predators belong in a casket. Rest in peace to predators. That's my opinion. All right. Now, if y'all feel offended, that's on y'all. All right. If I say something and y'all, pin that label on y'all forehead, that's on y'all too. All right. It's not my fault you ain't been watching me for a while. I do know that I got to watch what I say on these apps. Okay. I've learned my lesson. All right. If I want to keep my page and keep saying what I got to say and spread my message, then I got to watch what I say. All right. So at the end of the day, there's a way to do things around here. All right. And like I said, as we the people, all right, the ones that are supposed to be the government, as they say, right, we need to find a way to change these policies along with these politicians, getting back on track. All right. For those of you that do know me, all right, that have been following me for a minute, know that I do meet up with a lot of these politicians. I do have a petition out here. All right. Shout out to the ones that are signing the new petition. All right. Shout out to the parents that are going to town hall, fighting to get cameras in our schools, make a difference. But that's why we're doing this live today. All right. Now, the reason why I'm on this live right now this morning is because another reason Philadelphia is going crazy is because in Philadelphia, they're planning on removing 20 schools, 20 buildings. All right. Now, when they remove these schools, I'm like, are these abandoned buildings? Which I doubt, right? Where are y'all going to locate these students? You see where I'm coming from? Where y'all going to transfer them? I do got a lot of questions. So tonight we are going to do a live. All right. Oh, we got some trolls in here. Why I ain't going to my profile? Hold on one second. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Since I don't got no mods on this John, hold up, wait a minute. We got hate speech up on this John. All right, we're not going to take no disrespect on this John. All right. Listen, go bounce on a fucking rainbow. Go figure out why, you didn't receive love from your mama or your daddy. All right. Figure out why is it that you can't, how can I say, be social out here in public? Why is it that you feel like everybody's against you? See, it's not my fault that you have not received the help that you need. Okay. A lot of us have faced our demons. It's okay. Okay. So I see we got somebody serious on this, John. Okay, because I had to get on on the screen over here to see it. I had to listen. I had to get on a bigger screen and see what y'all was typing. All right, somebody said my area closed 5 schools and built one very big school called Central. Oh, where you from? I'm from Philly. Where you from? I didn't even know that. I know here in Philadelphia. Let me let y'all hear the news clip real quick. All right, here in Philadelphia. I know that a lot of parents are trying to figure out what's going on. I know a lot of parents are protesting. A lot of parents are snapping, all right? So they're planning on removing these 20 schools. They're saying it's to get more funds for, a lot of schools within the area. But let me let y'all hear for yourselves, all right?
The Philadelphia leaders make their case for closing 20 schools. It's a plan that's not sitting well with many. CBS Philadelphia's Dan Snyder has more on today's hearing.
Well, it was a full house for most of the day in city council chambers, and the big question from many in the community, why are more than a dozen schools at risk of closing down? Now, as it stands now, this is a $2.8 billion plan over 10 years. It would modernize aging infrastructure at 159 schools. The district would also close 20 schools in the coming years. Superintendent Tony Watlington says the plan will help the district better utilize buildings, cut down on transitions between schools, create more opportunities for tech and career education, and more.
Forecasted high over 80
says he
and a low of
understands
35.
this plan is
No
not
tasks for
perfect,
today.
but that the district
Have a
needs
nice
to do
day.
something to better
Here's the latest
outcomes for students.
In order
Reuters
to
TV.
drive more high-quality academic and extracurricular programs into every neighborhood, into every zip code across the city of Philadelphia, we've got to make some decisions about how we're using our limited resources.
And we know under our current footprint, it will be governmental malpractice to continue to engage, continue to engage in the system constructed the way it is, expecting different results, and our children deserve better.
Now, council members peppered the district with a lot of questions. There were concerns over transportation, how students who normally walk to a school that would close would then get to another one, issues over closures at particular schools. Conwell, Robinson, Lankenau came up, and questions as to how the district chose the schools they did. But the big thing we heard consistently from council members, parents, teachers, and more, people feel this process is just moving too fast.
From day one, we've been asking about a facilities plan. It's taken us all this time. Now you guys come up with a plan, and now we want to rush through it. Now all of a sudden there's this sense of urgency.
If they've been working on this for such a long time, why the rush? They released the plan January 22nd, and February 26th it has to be presented to the board, but they're not getting all the feedback from the community.
Well, Superintendent Tony Watlington says the district is still taking in feedback from the community and lawmakers. However, the plan right now is to still present recommendations to the Board of Education at its meeting on February 26th. Board President Reginald Streeter, however, says that the board will not vote on the plan that day. At City Hall, Dan Snyder, CBS News, Philadelphia.
All right, so somebody in the chat says that, they're not interested because it seems like the system is collapsing. And listen, listen, I hear this time after time, and what's crazy is, like, people haven't noticed that throughout history, a lot of stuff has reset. You see where I'm coming from? Everything reset, starts over, boom, 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 right? And, we just got to keep going, right? Like, as I know a lot of people don't want to hear it, right? But listen, if this is not what you want to hear, then this is not the channel you should be in, all right? Because at the end of the day, I'm not going to be negative because people think, oh my God, the world's going to end tomorrow. All right, we know what's coming. The thing is, are we, prepared? And if you're not ready to talk about this, you don't got to be here. See, we don't force nothing onto nobody, all right? Like, at the end of the day, we just have conversations, all right? Conversations, I cannot say that, could build better nations at the end of the day. We're just here to talk, all right? If you can't do that, then listen, there's channels out here. There's people out here that have platforms where, they want to create drama, where they want to create beef. All right, there's other platforms where they make skits and they entertain people. Over here, we bring awareness, all right? We talk about the things that we're going to do, bring solutions, all right? What we can change within our own communities. I'm not worried about a goddamn president, all right? Because the president is not going to help us do what we got to do in our communities, all right? We worry local, all right? Our voice is local. That's what matters. You see where I'm coming from? So, I mean, listen, if you feel as though, everything is going to end with us, then I can't change your mind. I'm not here to convince you of anything. If anything, we're just here, like I said, to bring solutions to the table if we can, have a decent conversation, and keep it pushing. You see where I'm coming from? I'm not here to bash, bring anybody down. I'm not, listen, especially like when I talk about sexual abuse and predators, I ain't here to debate them conversations with people. That's why I blocked somebody earlier. I don't deal with them trolls, none of that. If you're negative, then look, listen, you're not ready to receive and you're not ready to, how can I say, move forward at the end of the day. So I'm not going to break my head with people, all right, that feel as though that nothing can really be changed. When time after time we have shown people, all right, that we can change things starting with our own lives. Is that people want to rush out here and they think that they can help everybody else without fixing what's going on at home first. That makes no sense. Blessings, blessings. God bless those that, they're saying God bless you. I sent, listen, I say blessings to those, that give it, all right, because I receive it. Because there's a lot of people that, at the end of the day, don't want to hear it. Listen, I've said blessings to a lot of people. God bless you. I've said this, and they be like, oh, I'm not, look, listen, I ain't arguing. All right, it seems like you've had a bad day, a bad day. What's so good about today? What's going to change today? It's okay. It's okay. Look, listen, let God touch your heart. For real, for real. I may not have a religion, but I believe in God on some real shit. Like, people don't get it. Like, sometimes we don't got time to sit here, and dwell in the past. Like, we got to listen. We got to see what we can borrow from the past to see how we can change what's going on today. All right? Because y'all fail to realize that the system that we're under right now, the system's broken. Man, that bitch ain't broken. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to be doing. Protecting who it's supposed to be protecting. All right? So a lot of us have to learn how to embrace what's going on, right? And figure out how to make the changes within our communities. All right, like, listen, we know what's going to come. We know what's going to happen. So listen, all right, so just because the grid stops working tomorrow, we're going to say, fuck it. Oh, I'm just going to give up. I don't want to live no more. I know how to start a campfire. All right, I know how to cook outside. Like, listen, people just don't understand. The problem is that people are so used to money. They think that, boy, listen, if this grid was to really go down, motherfuckers wouldn't know how, listen, they wouldn't know how to do, they wouldn't know what to do with themselves in reality. That's why I'm glad that I pay attention to my old heads, all right? But tonight, we got Uncle L in the building. Blessings, Uncle L. How you doing? Welcome to Philly, baby. But like I said, we're going to do a live later on. So for those of y'all that, have been following, all right, and if y'all interested on, having conversations, right, seeing what the channel is about, the subscribe button is down there. But y'all don't, you don't have to subscribe, all right? Because like I said, we have sensitive topics over here, and a lot of people are not into that. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, all right? And I do appreciate those that come over here that are brave enough to have conversations with a shorty, all right? And not debate, not argue, not fight, not get in their feelings, all right? Because I'm sure as hell not a god, a priest, and nobody's mama to sit here and, how can I say, babysit someone's ego. We got Flying Galangino in the building. Blessings. How you doing this morning, Flying Galangino? Make sure y'all go check out Roning 22. All right, great conversations, great topics. But we're going to get onto this a little later because I got to drop my daughter off to school in a minute. But I wanted to put that out there, all right? I don't know how y'all feel about what's going on. But like I said, a lot of us need to come together. Town hall is right there, all right? Figure out what you're going to do. Me personally, I got one child homeschool, and I'm convincing my fiance about homeschooling the other one. All right, I mean, I'm with the homeschool, especially because I'm working from home, so I don't have a problem with having my child go to school, from a laptop. But we do got to figure out, what's going on with these schools. What's going to happen? Are they all going to close? Are they just closing 20 schools down? Because there's a lot of parents that cannot do the homeschool. You see where I'm coming from? A lot of these public schools are needed. So if, you are a parent, you're concerned with your child's curriculum, what's going on, what's happening, I feel as though, like I said, participate in more of these meetings. And that's how you're going to make a change within your own community. But let me get off this, John. All right, I'm going to schedule the live for like around 5 o'clock, maybe 6 o'clock. And those that are interested in having the school conversations, all right, and what's going on here in Philadelphia, y'all are more than welcome to join, all right? And a shorty out.